everyone, I'm Gweekles and welcome back. Now in this video I will be lining my sketch that I did during the sketch talk video, which hopefully was well received. This I will be less so mumbling and more so talking about how I'm doing the sketch, why I'm doing the sketch. Hopefully I did that a little while I was doing the initial drawing, but bleh, I guess that's why I'm going to call this sketch talk. Yeah, I am still learning, mind you, I am still teaching myself when it comes to the brush pen. So I am not, you know, a holographic Pokemon cards worth of artist when it comes to brush pen. And that is not the best analogy to use, but I got the sampler pack from Jet Pens for the brush pens because it was cheaper that way. I mentioned this on the live stream I did with Torianne and Board Inker. And it is, if you're looking for a good brush pen, I highly recommend that you go to Jet Pens and you do their sampler, because instead of like picking 2 individual brushes plus shipping, it's like $25. These are like $5 brushes. You get like 5 brush pens for $25, free shipping, and honestly, I am in love with all of them. They're all good for different things. Everybody, particularly a lot of artists that I found, they particularly enjoy, I know how to English, I promise you. They particularly enjoy the Pentel artist pens. Now, there's the pocket brush pen, and then there's the Pit artist pen. And they're both essentially the same thing, except one has a much finer tip, and one is less, it's less fine. So you're going to get, you can still do fine lines with the pocket brush, but it's not like hair fine. It's a little more sturdy, so it's not quite squish, you know. And I went back and forth about which one I liked more, and I found I don't have the steadiest of hands, which is bad because as an artist I should have a really steady hand, so I'm working on that. It's on my list of things to work on. But I've been practicing with ink drawings using this, and thanks to Board Inker, who suggested that I do my strokes in the direction of my body when I was doing them away, which in artist language should probably be common sense, but like I said, I'm learning too. I'm just trying and sampling it out, so hopefully don't mess this up. But let's draw. So here we have the Skelecorn sketch that I did in the Prismacolor pencils, and I am going to practice the Pentel brush pen on it. And like I said in my sketch video, this is where the Kneaded Eraser really comes in, because we're going to be able to lift the graphite from the paper without, you know, ruining the paper or completely erasing our image. I will go in right now and deliberately remove lines that I had used as guides before that I don't want to confuse myself with and make part of the actual piece. But basically there's a couple of ways that you can do this. You can, you know, smush it to whatever and push down and lift up and do this, and you'll see that it's slowly but surely lifting it and making it lighter. Or you can roll it like this. Back in the days, going back into the days when, you know, we were playing with Play-Doh. Not that some of us don't still play with Play-Doh, because Play-Doh's awesome and fun. And roll over it. Obviously, I highly recommend that you scan or take a very good quality photo of your piece before lightening it, either before painting or sketching. But we're just lightly picking up some of the pigment. Not the pigment. Sorry, I was thinking of watercolors. Picking up some of the graphite so it doesn't, you know, overpower the pen. And if I was watercoloring, then I probably wouldn't mind the pencil to show through too much. I actually really like the texture it gives, unless of course it's creating a line that is not flowing well with my composition, or it's distracting it. I don't know. I'm really torn between enjoying a texture and being clean. I don't know. I'm still figuring out. I'm still learning. Okay, so as you can see, it's, you know, I've lifted a considerable amount. You can see where I've pressed really hard. This is bad. You shouldn't press this hard. But, you know, apparently I have seated anger issues, or I was really getting into this and I was pressing too hard. So this is something that I need to work on, and I encourage you not to press too hard while you're sketching either. It is important that we have a little side scrap of, you know, paper for making practice marks on. You know, get away, you know, get into the stroke of things in case we need to wipe some stuff off or get a buildup of ink off of the brush. But I found that with this particular pen, it works best, obviously, just like Board Inker said, if you make the stroke towards you and you take your time. Really take your time. Now for some of us, this may not be what we want to hear. I know I personally am very impatient when it comes to working on my pieces and getting them done. Like, I enjoy painting and the creation process, but at the same time, I really want to see the finished product. I'm so weird. I want to make the piece, but at the same time, I want, you know, to see how it looks when it's done. I don't know. I don't know what to do with me. Now you can see I'm getting a very nice varied line weight here, and I want it to be varied. I like a varied line weight because I feel it's more illustrative than just, you know, the same weight of lines over and over again. I find that to be, you know, a lot of people like that. They think it's really clean, and I do too, but as I said, I'm trying to find a happy medium between clean and illustrative, or clean and, I don't know, stylized. I'm trying to find a nice little happy medium there. Another thing to mention, especially with these, I discovered first when I was testing these out, I was testing them out in a moleskin sketchbook. And the brush pen, this would, you see how this is a nice, I'm getting a nice, even as I taper off into the edge, I'm getting a nice thick black stroke no matter how I go with it. On the moleskin, it was drying out at the end, and this is because of the type of paper that the moleskin sketchbook is. So keep in mind that you are going to get a different effect for different paper. And this might appear to be common sense, but if you're like me, you probably hadn't taken that into consideration yet, or you're a silly head, whatever you would like to call it. Yeah. So, just taking my time, nice and easy, slow strokes. I really hope that this isn't boring. I apologize if I was mumbling-ish and speaking really low in my last video. It is, like I said, nighttime for me, and it doesn't matter because my room is far away from anybody else's room, but my father had company over, and I'm not quite sure how to explain, hey, keep it down, I'm trying to make a video. I don't know. So I guess I was probably worried or cautious to that. But I apologize for the mumbling. And I'm also very tired. I've been traveling all weekend. I went to Ocala for Mother's Day and had, also be careful that while you're turning your paper to face you, you're not going to smear your ink, because very unfortunate. That's much sadness. Nobody wants that. There's nothing more upsetting than smudging. Unless you can make it look like you've done it on purpose and it's a, as Bob Ross would say, a happy accident. I'm not sure yet if I want to watercolor him or leave him as a ink drawing. We can always, you see now this is, I turned it away from me and I'm not inking towards me. So I made a mistake right there. See, and I suffer for it. I suffer. I have this little feather thing and I'm gonna have to fix. Boop. Sound effects, you know, they need to be done. It apparently, I hear from a very reliable source that sound effects make artwork more fantastic. But as I was saying, in a completely logical manner, that I do not know if I'm going to watercolor him yet. We shall see when we are done. We shall see. Oh, cool, we can get really jaggedy with these bones here. Looks like I kind of just did whatever I want. This. The multimedia paper is very, as you can see, it is taking to this pen very well, just like it takes to the watercolor. I'm really, really surprised. Not that Canson doesn't make quality stuff at all. I had just, you know, expected, oh, it's gonna be multimedia, it's not gonna enjoy my watercolors, but it really doesn't care. And it actually likes this pen, and it likes the Strathmore fine liners as well, which I made the Hellhound out of. And I plan on doing a video with those fine liners because I'm also learning with those. I need to quit saying What's up with that? Oh, my mama, mama, mama. Hey. I have a couple ideas for videos for this channel. I want to do art book reviews for artists. There we go again. There's If only I could get some money for every time I said then maybe, just maybe, I would have enough money to go away. I plan on making some art book review videos. Basically, I love collecting art books. I don't know about you guys or, you know, fellow artists or art appreciators, but when I was in college and I had money, not that anybody in college has a whole lot of money, but when I had money to spend, it was on art books. And it was usually relating to Marvel or a Disney movie, and just loving up that style and soaking it up. So good. I love concept books and artist books too. I have a couple of books by artists like Scotty Young and who else do I have? I have J. Scott Campbell's, his sketchbooks. Those are fantastic. Those are, oh my gosh, he's so creative. Not that I need to tell you that, but I know they're expensive because I can't buy any of the art books that I would like to buy now. But I would like, you know, it's cool to share things because not everybody can buy them. Maybe not everybody wants to buy them, but they want to see what's inside, and bookstores don't carry them over and do art books for, you know, reviews that other artists have done, because I do buy art books for other artists. Oh, excuse me, I have to adjust this as how I'm sitting so I can get to this camera's hurting my back. I'm getting old, an old lady. But yeah, I plan on doing some art reviews. I plan on doing medium reviews, kind of like with the Skelecorn fine liners. I hope I didn't call them Strathmore. Did I call them Strathmore at first? If I did, I apologize. They're not Strathmore, they are Skelecorn fine liners. And not necessarily just a review per se, but actually, like, I've only made one piece with those. So kind of like learn, and you kind of learn with me. So like, instead of you wasting your money and figuring out if you want it, I will, you know, make a video and tell you, you know, figure out what can and cannot be done with the mediums, and you can make a decision based on that, or ask me questions, what have you. But I think that would be fun, because I love trying out new mediums, and you never know what you're gonna find, or find that perfect combination. Life's like a box of chocolates. Yeah, I just made a Forrest Gump joke. Let's see. I also want to do like collaboratory videos. I want to get my art friends together, and I want them to, you know, show me and show you guys how to do their style or how to do their special medium, and like, or share what they love, and just have, like, you know, artist collaborations and artist meetups, and make that be, you know, feature of the channel and not just be me all the time, because I've already said so, but the only thing better than, you know, making art is doing it with a bunch of people. And I am not a, you know, jack of all trades by any means. Well, I do know how to do a lot of mediums, but I am not perfect. And I think a wonderful key to learning, and what's so great about the art community, is that we like sharing. Maybe you don't like sharing. I don't want to speak for you. But I like sharing. Maybe not all of our secrets to what helps us be unique, but to an extent, we like learning. We like geeking out about art. We're art geeks. And I think that applies to everybody, really. I don't think that's just us per se. That's just my thoughts on the matter. Just one girl's opinion. I also want to do like silly videos that pertain to art. Like, oh, I don't know, inspirational or help videos. Kind of like I did when I made my vlog about the job interviews. But that was more of like a blog and me sharing my thoughts. I want to make like a little sketch video where it's silly and then me talking. I don't know. I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos and getting inspired, and the community is awesome. I want to try, and I want to be a part of it in any way I can. I think it's really cool. It's neat that, you know, I never considered anything outside of the obvious, like DeviantArt or Tumblr. Oh, got some on my finger there. I hope I didn't get any on him. No. Or Twitter or Instagram, and YouTube is pretty darn cool in its own right. And I wonder if I cannot be a part of that as well. The more the merrier, right? There's a lot going on here. I think I'm gonna turn it and Are we good right here? Let's see. You can always tell who's an artist because they got that messy side hand right there going on. Let's see these bones. I hope this video and the other one I made is of some help, or that it is enjoyed. If not, it will be a learning experience. Because I don't want to just make, you know, a bunch of time-lapse videos. I feel like there's nothing personable about them. I think they're really cool. Obviously, I was really psyched for my Iron Man time-lapse video ever since I knew that you could do such a thing. As a time-lapse video, I've wanted to. And I've wanted to for so long make a time-lapse video, and I think it was so much work, and setting up the camera, and, you know, the editing wasn't so bad. I mean, I don't have any proper editing, but it was so worth it, and I was really happy with it, and especially people who liked it, and oh gosh, that makes me so happy when I'm make other people happy with my art, or I inspire them, or we're sharing things as a community. I think that, above all, really puts a smile on my face. But yeah, I don't want to be just another art channel where it's like I'm just gonna make a bunch of time-lapse videos and you guys are never gonna hear my voice and you're never gonna see my face and all that jazz. Maybe you know, it's not just art that I do on this channel. Maybe it's all things in the creative world and endeavors, or maybe you guys get ideas for other things you'd like to see me do. Who knows? Sky's the limit. I'm really excited. I'm inspired. I'm so inspired by like any and all feedback that I get. I was like expecting dislikes and negative comments, and I'm sure they'll come eventually. But that's fine. I wanna hear what has to be said. I want the feedback. I want to learn and grow and be a part of it. Come at me, bro. This guy, I'm not even like looking at him as a whole. I'm looking at him piece by piece, and I think that's best to do it so you don't get overwhelmed. It's probably also best to follow your original pencil sketch, Gleek. That's another thing I have a problem with. I get, like, when I go back over my stuff, and I realize the sketch is a guide, and I'm having fun. This was just to make me do art, and this is ending up being really fun. You know, a lot of things get lost from the original sketch when we go to compose our illustration, and I find that I'm not the only one that happens to, or like you end up enjoying your sketch more than you enjoyed your final piece. And that just, oh my gosh, that drives me nuts when that happens. I'm like, oh my gosh, I just spent so long on this. Such is the way, though. It's everybody. Everybody has that. You are not alone. I also think it's funny that the pieces that usually, and I don't want to speak for everyone, usually the stuff we spend the most time on or that we are most proud of, nobody pays a mind to. And I don't want to say like they don't pay a mind to, but like the thing where you're like, oh yeah, this is it. This is going to be the one that puts me on the map. I'm really proud of this, or whatever it may be. For me, it is always like some random Bobo sketch or drawing or thing that I posted, and more often than not, I won't even like it. The stuff that I don't like, people usually love, and that is always the case. It was the case in school. It's the case when you do client work. Like, oh my goodness, like they're always going to pick the thing that you don't like, or they're going to pick the people, or your whatever media base that you're posting to. They're always going to love the thing that you didn't care about, or the thing that you spent the least amount of time on. And it's so bittersweet. It's just, on one hand it's like hilarious, and then on the other hand it's so frustrating. You're like, gosh, I spent forever on this piece and it only has this many likes, or nobody liked it, or and then I posted on Tumblr like this Medusa sketch that I did at like 3 o'clock in the morning, and quite literally I did that sketch because I was just making myself draw. I was like, I need to draw something, and I was just practicing drawing people, and I put a little twist into it, so I made it like, you know, Medusa. And it is my most liked thing on Tumblr. I have like 83 or 84 likes on it, and that's probably nothing to a lot of people, but to me that's a lot. And I did this sketch at like 3 o'clock in the morning, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I have paintings that I've spent more time on that nobody cares about. I was like, meh. Tumblr's tricky. I am still trying to find out what the folks on Tumblr like. That is an ever-changing demon for me. I figure out what they like. Try posting at, you know, odd hours of the night. Try doing the fan art. Try doing, you know, what's popular. I do not know. So I'm just gonna do what I do and hope for the best. Instagram has been, thus far, the most amazing reaction I have had. And I suppose that's why you gotta post everywhere, because you never know who's watching, and you never know who's watching, when they're watching, what they're gonna think. I'm sorry if I'm making anybody dizzy with this constant turning. But yeah, it's important, because you never know who's gonna... I think I did like one sketch of something, and this voice actress or actor, whatever the correct, you know, terminology is now, for like BioWare, liked this sketch or favorited this sketch that I did on Twitter. Like nobody else, you know, gave half a damn, and then this woman who was involved with BioWare liked it, and I was like, how cool is this? Heh. I don't even know who she voiced. I went to Wikipedia and I found out who she voiced. But I mean, you never know. You never know who's looking, when they're looking, right place, right time, that sort of scenario. So I don't know what I was getting at anymore with that. But I was getting somewhere, and I'm sure it, you know, makes sense. It makes some sort of point. I'm sorry. Again, I am sleepy, and I am really trying hard not to mess up this drawing, because I ended up really liking it. So yeah, always scan or take a very good picture of your piece before moving forward, in case something happens. Because then, oh, I smeared somewhere. See, it's right here. Haha. He's on the outside though. Haha. Who's smearing though? Be careful. Alright, we're getting to the tricky part, getting into the face. Let's do the hair though. This is gonna be where the fun's at. I can be loose. And we're gonna be really raggedy with this hair. It's just gonna be a hot mess. Hot mess of just nastiness. I can't even begin to tell you why I really like unicorns. I don't know why. I started drawing them, oops, there you go. I started drawing them in college, and I incorporated them into a lot of my pieces, and I actually had to take a lot of my pieces for my portfolio from school out because my professors didn't like the unicorns. I actually am single-handedly responsible for getting unicorns banned from portfolio at my school. And it is not even like I had a whole lot of unicorns. I had one oil painting with them in it, and then I made like what I wanted my cover of my sketchbook to be with the unicorn. And then I had like a sketch, and I drew them. They were just like I said, they're like my go-to, they're my go-to muse, I guess you can say. They're like whimsical for me. I don't feel any pressure drawing them. I don't know. I don't even know where it started. We could probably say back when I was in college, it was when like Robot Unicorn came out, that Adult Swim game, and we were all like just dying because of finals. And on our downtime, when we weren't doing art, we were all trying to beat each other's score at Robot Unicorn. I don't know. My grandma has a horse farm, so I live in Florida, so I always have been, you know, I've been around horses a lot. I did horseback riding when I was younger. I've always, you know, horses have a very odd and particular anatomy, but I appreciate it. But I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is with the attraction of unicorns. I really like how this came out. Like it looks like a hot, awful mess. I feel like we need to add more down here on this tail. But let's finish this up here first. But I don't know. I don't know why they're my muse. I know why I went to octopi for a while. My really good friend Karen, whom I met online and began to buy, you know, she commissioned me. First it started out, she commissioned me for, I think she might have wanted it to be a tattoo at first, but she wanted an octopus with lollipops, and she gave me creative license, which is always fun. She gave me creative license. She just wanted an octopus with lollipops, and I made the octopus have like, they were like icicle octopus. Icicle octopus. They were like ice pops, and they were mini octopi, like the little popsicles were. And he had one, and he was like stylized, but he was really close to being realistic. And I just remember the whole time drawing the octopus, I was like, I am never gonna draw another octopus again. And then in class, after you know, drawing it, for whatever reason, I couldn't stop drawing them. And they just became my go-to, like my muse. I don't know. I can't describe it. I think everybody kind of has their thing. Like some people, they just like drawing, you know, pretty ladies, or they like drawing dudes, or everybody's got their thing. And I guess mine is unicorns. I wish it was people. I wish I could re-roll my stats, my ability stats, and get people. I think we need to fill this in and really emphasize the darkness here. Oh yeah, because nothing else is really completely blackened out, and I think doing that will help. Yeah, I wish I was, you know, practicing drawing people when I was younger instead of drawing animals, because my friends are always saying, they're like, oh, your animals are so good, or you're the queen of drawing animals. Like, thank you so much, but I would rather be the queen of drawing people because, oh gosh, because I want to like create characters or do comic books, and really not a whole lot of people, there's a different appreciation than there is I guess, is the description that I'm looking for. Maybe it's not. I don't know. I wish I was better at drawing people, because I feel like I'm severely lacking in that department, and I wish I was farther along, style-wise at least, when it came to people. I feel like more people care about people. I feel more people care about, you know, human drawings than they do creatures or animals. Maybe they don't. Maybe that's just my perception. I'm being hard on myself. That wouldn't be out of the ballpark. But I don't know. I do not know. I think everybody wants what, you know, they don't have anyways. So I'm sure, like, just like people tell me, oh, I wish I could draw, you know, animals, or like you, or you draw animals so good, and I'm like, oh, I wish I could draw people like you. I think no matter what, you know, scenario it would be switched. Just like, you know, brunettes want to be blonde and blondes want to be brunette, people with straight hair want curly hair, and the cycle continues. We all want what we don't have. It's funny how that works. Oh yeah, creepy teeth. There you are, sir. Give you one little jagged one on the end. Alright. Keep him jagged because the skull is not perfect by any means. We want to make it look like he's had a rough time. Okay, he's seen better days. This gentleman has. He's seen some better times. Obviously. Or we can just say he has magnificent hair. Nothing wrong with that either. Magnificent, dirty, flowing hair that we're going to carry over to here ever so statically, not too much, but enough to carry the flow. I like that. For not feeling like arting today, I don't think that's, you know, a lost cause. It's not too bad. It's not fantastic, but hey, it's something. Imagine if I didn't even try. Let's make him a little bit more staticky down here. I don't think he's quite scritchy enough. Yeah, I like that hot messness. And I did smush buddies over here. It's, if I tore this out, then there would be no smush. Let's double check and make sure. Can pop this a little bit. It's a really fantastic brush. I mean, obviously you can see that I got a very wide range of thickness and thin with the pen. You can do extremely fine detail, or you can go bold. It's really ideal if you're looking to do stuff with a controlled line weight. But in all my practice with it, I definitely recommend that you take your time. Ta-da! So I will let that dry, and then I will erase with the kneaded eraser, of course, the pencil lines, and that will be it. So apparently my brush is leaking somewhere. My pen is leaking somewhere because I have smears all over my fingers and my face. Apparently but it's not on my piece, so I wonder if my pen is leaking somewhere. Oh well, but that's something to consider, because sometimes these do leak and bust, and be very careful with that. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it was of help to you. Please let me know. Any and all feedback, constructive please, will be appreciated. Thank you guys so much for watching my video, and I will see you next time.